Hey guys, thanks for joining. Hey Kira. Just wanted to test out the live stream. I'm in the woods. Seems to be working. Hey Cody. Hey Richard. Hey Shirley. Yeah, I just got to this campsite. Obviously, I can't really show you because it's dark, but well, the moon's pretty bright actually tonight. I'm sure y'all can see. If you can see that. Moon's shining pretty brightly, but obviously you can't see much else. Yeah, Kali's here with me, my dog. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Kira. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure this worked. Because well, I don't know if I'm going to stay in this spot. I didn't have a ton of time before it got dark when I got to the national forest where I'm at. I'm in Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana. Uh, but yeah, so I might go looking for a better spot. I love having like a river or water nearby. We got like a little puddle, which is helpful to put out fires. That's the main reason why I like it, but it's just nice to have water nearby to wash dishes or whatever else you need. Um, so I might go scouting out for a better spot. But this one does pretty well, and service is good, which is nice. That was the big question, was whether my service is going to be good enough to do this. And it looks like it is, because we've got our shows coming up on Sunday, the decode, song decode. And I just wanted to make sure it worked. Thank y'all for hopping on. Always fun to kind of do these spontaneous things. If you want to see I'll show you the fire. Nice fire going. And it's pretty warm here, which is nice. So I didn't really need the fire for warmth, but fires are great to keep bugs away. And the bugs are not they're not the worst, but they're definitely around. The old good old mosquitoes. Always love them. They love me, that's for sure. Yeah, can y'all hear y'all can hear the fire? Nice. Yeah, I was hoping so. So I didn't use my headset. Give me more of the noise, the natural ambiance. There were some coyotes going earlier, which I got to be a little bit cautious of because I've got my dog with me, but fortunately she's pretty smart and weary. So I don't think she would wander off. I don't think she would do anything with them. Nice, you can hear the bugs too. That's awesome. Yeah, I think I have. Oh, yeah, I do. I'll set that up next time. I have a little, if it'll work, I have a little shotgun mic that would pick up on everything even clearer. So I'll set that up next time so that y'all can hear everything. Everything. Hey, Rolly. Hey, Krista. Hey, Angie. From Tasmania. Cool. Nice. Thanks for checking in. I love you too, Rolly. Yeah, Shirley, I've tried, they do work. They do help. Essential oils can help. I've got lemon eucalyptus, which does help. I know. What are some other good ones that do help with that. I remember doing a lot of research last year, and I tried just about all of them, and they help certainly. But you kind of have to keep reapplying them often, um, which is fine. I mean, the best defense against mosquitoes is layers and a fire. Campfire really does do a good job at warding them off, which I appreciate. And then, but I'm certainly open to hearing what other essential oils you use. Citronella, Krista. Yeah, I'm not worried about me. I'm more worried about her. Nothing's gonna get me, especially no little coyotes. Grass helps with the mosquitoes. It's good to know. Geranium, lemongrass, yeah, those are good ones. Yeah, Tom, I'm out camping for be here for probably like a week and a half or so. Oh yay, more friends. Marie's joining. Yay. Hey, sister.
Hey. How are you?
Great. I'm in my element.
Oh my gosh. Dude, you look like it. You're like a glow.
Yeah, I got my fire going. And service is great. I'm glad this is coming in clearly. I mean, it seems to be, at least.
Nice.
Am I coming? Is it choppy at all?
No,
Great.
not like that damn Mexican internet.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that one never grows old on me.
it doesn't.
It's so good.
We can't see you
Right?
though.
Oh,
Keeping the
is there
keeping
a lot of people here? Hold on. I'm like in the middle of my. Oh shoot! This phone is the camera. It doesn't work. That's why.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just dialed in from my phone because I saw you on WhatsApp. Is this like a live thing happening? What's going on?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say hi. So.
Yeah, there are
Oh,
27 people watching. I
oh, cool.
wanted to test it all.
Hi, friends. I'm sorry I can't get my camera to work. Hold on. Let me see. Danny, can I send it to you? We'll just say hi for a second. We're like trying to catch up on all the things. We had this just magic day checking out all these places and
Yay. With
yeah.
With Eugene?
With Eugene, our brother Eugene. He's kind of like a nephew. He calls us his aunt and uncle. He's like,
I love it. I love it.
He's adorable. He's got so much energy. Danny had us hiking up this mountain today that was just like, oh my gosh, we were pretty high up. It was fun. We're going tomorrow in the morning again, and so yeah, it's good. Nice. It's good. I'll share more on Monday.
I haven't been on a good hike in, well, I mean, it's been like since the fall, I guess. That's my favorite thing to do. Just climb a mountain, get to the top, look out.
Wow. Good for you. I don't know if it's my favorite thing to do. I'm kind of like, Danny's like, definitely not. I got it going on. I just don't like to wear shoes. And so that's a hard thing for me. When I have to wear shoes, I get kind of
that was pretty hardcore
today. Sour. And it was hardcore.
You don't have to wear shoes. You just have to get hardcore feet.
Yeah, you could, but there's just so many of those spiky things around. Like, there's just spiky things.
And there you probably shoes because the ground is hot.
And the ground is also super hot. Like,
yeah, I bet.
Right. Dude, I'm so excited for you. You got a fire going, chilling.
Yeah, this is where I'm gonna be for. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna stay in this particular spot, but I'm gonna be in this region for the next week and a half or so. And I've got
Dude,
one more day of juice tomorrow, and then I'm going into water fast. And I'm gonna try and do 9 days, which will be the
man.
most I've ever done, which will be intense, but it's a good place to do it.
Yeah, and you're solo. I mean, you're just gonna commune, you know?
Yeah.
You're gonna be with God. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be perfect.
Wow. Wow. Soak up all this time, brother. You know, just you and the trees. Soak it up. Because once the Niños show up and the partners and the life and the whole thing, it's a whole new ball game.
But you know, we got hundreds of years, so maybe I'll spend another 100 or so years without all that.
Great idea. Oh, I love it. Although my kids are really cute and I like them so much.
Yeah, I'm never gonna write anything off, but I definitely enjoy being present, and I have no plans on doing any of that right now. Obviously, because I don't have a partner, and I'm not really like. I mean, I'm open to the idea, but I'm not really like active about it either. You know?
Yeah. You're doing you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you should be doing right now. It's awesome.
Yeah. It is awesome. It is awesome.
It's totally awesome. It's awesome. You're camping, you got a fire, chilling, you look at the stars.
Yeah, the moon's
so fun.
No stars, not many stars, but the moon is out powerfully. Although I think I prefer the stars. I think I would take the stars over the moon. But
yeah.
Magic.
My son today, Adam, was like, "Hey, Mom, do you like the moon or the sun better?" You're cute. That's a cute question. That's really cute. So cool. Right. We're just getting home. We had a day. I'm going to go lay on the couch with my cute husband.
Yeah, enjoy that. Are you going to just hang out, watch a movie or something, or just chill?
Yeah, I think so. We try and watch movies, but then we just fall asleep. So, but we haven't done that in a while. You know, the first we just watched The Matrix last week or earlier this week. It was totally trippy. Like I hadn't watched a lot of like kind of violence and stuff. It's not that it's violent. It's just like a lot of like, you know, guns and stuff. And I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, and the acting is like super cheesy. Like I have to keep myself from laughing at Neo a lot of times with how he looks around. He's what? No. I don't know. Like the scene where he's in the office and at the beginning, and he's like ducking in and out of the cubicles and stuff. Like I don't know. His facial expressions are just.
Yeah, it was kind of silly. But I guess there's like 2 more after it. I don't know.
They're not really worth. I mean, if you haven't seen them, maybe like if you really like the first one, they're one and done, at least for me.
Yeah,
like, I'm glad I saw them, but I don't really care to see them again.
Yeah. I'm wondering about that movie that Charlie and Colleen. Oh, it was you put it up. Was it The Postman?
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
Maybe that one. You watch that one, Danny? No, he's looking at me. What about that other one, the French one? Something about. What is it?
La Bella Verte.
Yeah, La Bella Verte.
Yeah, that's on. All the movies that I've downloaded are on my Linktree. So that one's on there too.
See, Danny, that's the other thing. I need a link tree.
It's super
That's
easy.
the other thing.
It's like you could do it in 30 minutes. If you got your links, it's literally just create an account and put your links in there and put titles next to the links. You're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real easy.
Yeah. Fully.
All right. I want to do that because I saw how you have yours and Charlie's. I'm like, gosh, that's so much easier than what I've got going on right now.
Yeah, it's just really simple. I have seen Linktree take off. I have seen them censor people, so don't get attached to it. But it's free, so I don't really care that much.
How do they get to be the boss of things? It's always surprising to me.
I don't know.
Seriously. So over these cats.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Hey, do you think this is all going to happen now, 107 style, April 1st?
I hope so. Charlie
I know.
said they're gonna do a live on Monday evening on Siobhan and Sean Shani's channel, and they're gonna
Oh, good.
talk about what's going on. Do one of their
Great idea.
first in a while of actually going over the news and what's happening and stuff like that. So that'll be a cool one. I'll be calling into that one, so I'll be there, but it's gonna be on their channel.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
That's awesome. Well, I'll come too. I'll hang out in the chat.
Yeah.
The chat's always a cool place to be, you know.
Yeah. It really is.
With all the peeps.
It really is. You can have like two different experiences, either watching the video or just hanging out in the chat, and both of them are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do
Yeah.
both. I try.
It's totally hard to do both.
I try to sometimes, but it's difficult.
I do sometimes, but I get in trouble. Like if we're in the Bible show and then I go play in the chat and then I come back and Charlie's just gone on this huge thing. And I go, oh my gosh, wait, what just happened? You know, then I have to, but my brain is getting better. I think I'm getting a little matrixy. Like
Yeah.
I'm getting like, I'm like kind of able to multitask more, but it kind of is a weird thing to be in the chat, like, and in a show at the same time. It's like,
Yeah.
what am I doing right now? Oh,
You're just expanding. You're letting God in, and that, you know, when the more we let God in, the more we can do, because you just have to like let go of any of the control and just let this infinite consciousness take over, and then we can do magical
so
things.
beautiful. And then we're magical. So cool. I would like some magic in the form of a virtual assistant. I think I'm going to say that out loud. Yeah, I just said. I think I'm almost thinking of that. Like, do I want to get back in?
It's like, have you ever
I
hired?
don't know.
I've heard great things.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't always had the best of luck with people. So I'm thinking if I just kind of ask around in our community, like for a tender-hearted soul that, you know, just has that skill set and doesn't mind it and actually enjoys it. Because I want someone who actually enjoys doing their work. I kind of want someone who can just do it.
Yeah.
And someone who's flexible on payment, like want to work on percentage. Like somebody could have a percentage of what we bring in and everything being by donation, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Just feels like so much easier than, you know, hiring someone for X amount of dollars or having a contract. I'm like, and a lot of these VAs, like they send you these hello sign things, like these like fake contract things. And yeah, I've made way too many mistakes signing those stupid things. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I might say something about it on Monday too. Just someone who wants to like collaborate in a fun, light, easy way, no pressure. It's not about business. It's about service. It's about love.
Yeah. And you get to
Cause
talk.
yeah, it's like, I don't know how you do it, you know, but I have like all these people want to get on private calls right now too. And you sent me that link. I've got to figure that out too. But I just time wise, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, remember, I don't have kids to deal with, so I have a lot more time. So that's how I do it. But
Yeah.
it does
It's
take a
fun.
lot. It's a full time.
It takes a lot.
Here. But I've gotten really good at just turning it off too whenever I need space from it. And like today, traveling and I mean, obviously, I just turned it all back on right now to say hey to everybody because I miss y'all.
Hi, everybody. I did too. I needed to take today. I needed to like get out of town, get my feet, up in a mountain, go check things out. I was going to do that yoga class today, and then the guys had a change of schedule, and I was like, "That's it. I'm in. I'm getting in the car." And everybody was really great about it. So thank you if any of you people were waiting for me today. I love you. I'll come for you Sunday morning, and we'll yoga it up. Sunday morning's a great time to do yoga instead of church.
And then I should be able to do it because I wasn't going to be able to do it today.
And I thought of that too, Justin. I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do it if Justin's not going to be around. But yeah, it's good. It's all good. It's amazing. And tomorrow I'm super psyched to see what we're going to look at. This different part of town that's super lush, and it's fun. It's fun. It's all happening. But yeah.
Did y'all see that big property? The one that was like 100 and
yeah. It's actually like 300 hectares, which is like two and a half acres to 1 hectare. So it was ginormous. They had like a drone. But it was like intense, man. Like you had to, we got out.
It was rocky.
It was dry and rocky. And
for like goats and shit.
it's like, it was good for goats. Amazing views though. I mean, once you got up there, it was really cool, but it was a massive project. I don't know if we're like that level of a project right now. Like you'd have to build roads and yeah. Car got stuck and then we hiked up. It was cool, but there's other areas. Then we saw one that was super cool that was like about 30 acres right on the beachfront, which was also super cool. So, but yeah, the pricing was different than we thought. So we're kind of like, we're staying in the flow though. I mean, if like 10 to 15 people all invested and liked it, then we're golden.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to get all our ducks in a row, and then we'll do a show probably, I don't know, maybe a week or 10 days and like put a little presentation together so people can kind of see some of our maybe top 3 to 5 places and, the numbers, the pros, the costs, stuff like that. It's cool. Yeah. And then we want to get up to Freakville and hang out with those freaky cats.
Yeah.
Love those guys. I love those guys so much.
Colleen sent me pictures of her art studio. Got all redone after the earthquake. One of the most damaged rooms. She's excited to get back to painting.
I'm excited that she's getting back to painting. I want to go up there and get some paintings and some dogs and come back. I want some freaky friendly dogs,
Yeah. That's what they say.
Shoot,
whoever comes.
That's what they say. Everybody has to take a dog.
I've already got one, so I don't know. She's great though, Kylie. It was that what you were asking about?
Yeah.
She's wonderful. She's sleeping at the foot of the table. I'll see if I can see.
Sweet. You're a free man, Justin. You're on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. What's that song? Da 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 da. Making music with my friends. I just can't wait to get on the road again. There's a song. There's a song. She's cute. I can kind of see her. Aw. Your internet's great.
Yeah, I have this cell phone booster that I just got, and it works really well. So I'm quite
super duper.
That's true.
Super duper. All right. I wish I could see the chat on my phone. I never call into these things on my phone. I forgot it was because my camera's busted on this thing.
Yeah.
Who's in the chat? What's going on over there?
Let's see.
Oh, I would need to get in YouTube. Let me see if I could do that. How's it going, everybody? Let me just say hi real quick. Wandering Towards Truth. I love that channel. That's a good channel.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of cool family here. Sharon, Roxandra, Shirley, Ron, Ja, Rebecca, Shani,
Kira,
Sandra,
Christy. I love Christy Bassett. Look at all these people. Hi, Kira. Chai T. Krista J. I love all you cats. Kira's so sweet. Kira in Costa Rica. What an angel.
Really?
Wow. Seriously. Like angels. No joke. All around us. Cool. Hi, friends. Hi. Loved your chat with Josh X. Thank you. That was fun. He just kept blowing me away.
He does that.
He just like, it's like, it happens to with Charlie sometimes too. I just get like so blown out that I'm like, I don't know. I don't have words.
Your mouth's just hanging open and you just stare.
Yeah. Like, I really hope I'm not drooling. No, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, I do. Well, I don't make it to a lot of them, but I always watch the replays of the Q&As that he has on his Patreon. I do all those, so I get to have,
nice.
which is just an amazing amount of information that he shares, and it's cool to be able to ask him, pick his brain about stuff too. He's got so much.
Yeah, I want to look into how he's organizing things. He was so generous with us. He stayed on the phone with us for like an hour after, and we just chatted away on all sorts of stuff. Yeah, super cool. I had to listen twice with Josh. No, absolutely, Kira. I'm like, I'm halfway through it again. I stayed up last night watching a little bit of it again. I'm like, wait, what just happened? So yeah, but I like how it seems like he's got a kind of a flow going with a few things, and he was super excited about our land, kind of searching around, and he wants some pictures, and it's going to be cool once this all gets going to like, hop around, like have residents at different places, and I'm just so excited. It's like really happening.
Yeah, me too.
I can see it.
I can taste it.
I can taste it. I can see it. Oh, I love Matute 11 too. I think he's called Matt though, Matthew, which is almost what we called my son Adam.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was just watching.
Cool.
Listening to Santos presentations on my drive on All Is Atum, All Is Adam. Good name. I don't know if you've listened to any of those talks, but it's incredible because it all boils down to that one phonetic burst, like that is the essence of God. That is the word of God. Is Atum, Adam.
Wow. It's funny, when we weren't sure what we were gonna name Adam, and Danny, I just remember exactly where I was sitting, and he was like, "How about Adam?" He has a cousin called Adam, and I was like, and I just knew I had such a like visceral reaction. I was like, "Wow, that's his name, like Adam." And then his middle name is Elias after my grandfather, and my brother also, and it's a beautiful name. So, but it's so strong, and it's funny because with all this Bibling stuff, I had told a priest, like after I had him, like a priest came to visit, and my people are deep with these guys, so FYI. But anyway, he came to like the child and whatever, and he was asking his name, and I said Adam, and he has really strong like Middle Eastern accent. He was like, "For humanity." I was like, yeah, I guess. I just thought it was cute. For humanity.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh wow, Kira's son's name is Shani. Look at that.
Oh.
Disclosure is so close, guys. Yeah, I hope so. We're just kind of trucking along, aren't we?
Yeah, I've been in a good space where I really just haven't been worried about it at all. Like it's fun to watch. Like when I get in the zone and I really want to see what's going on, I have a lot of fun with it. But then I just like
Yeah.
put it aside and I don't worry about it at all when I don't.
Yeah.
I'm in a good space with it.
Yeah. I feel that way too. It was like when Charlie and Colleen stopped talking about it. I was like, oh, okay, we're not doing that anymore. Cool. It was just like, good to go. Okay, I kept like digging around, looking around,
Yeah.
but just not spending too much of my energy on it. Like it was like a 1, 2, 3 switch.
Yeah, I watch Shanna Surfing just about every show she puts out because it's just a quick 30-minute update and I watch it at 2 times speed anyway, so it's even faster and it's a good little synopsis of what's happening and then that's
Yeah.
usually about all. And then sometimes I'll read through the telephone posts of like Ghost Ezra and Santa Surfing and then Silent
Yeah.
Stu and sometimes a couple others.
I like Ghost Ezra. I check him out pretty much every day. I like his like mysterious tone.
And it's no bullshit too. Like he's calling out well, but
Yeah.
makes a good point that it's like it's kind of
Yeah,
sketchy
he's fun.
when people turn their comments off. Like you can't comment on their posts because it's like you're not opening yourself up to public scrutiny. What are you trying to hide?
Yeah. Well, who was I watching today? Siobhan put in one of our groups this video of Boy George, and he was talking about, so he was on Fox News doing an interview. It was hilarious, but he had said something at the end around like how amazing it is I'm on Fox News, and then the newscaster asked him something about, being online versus having concerts, and obviously you don't have the energy of the group, but you can reach more people online. And he's like, yeah, but the problem that we're getting used to now is online we're used to just blocking. It's just like, we don't like somebody, we just block it. We don't, in real life it's a little bit different. But I guess we can kind of, magnetism is the block in many ways too. It just kind of does it for you.
Yeah, you just have to be a little more intentional, but you can do it just about the same.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, the internet's such a wild place because it's like because it allows that anonymity a little bit for people to say things that they would never say in person to another human, like just nasty, vile things that you would never hear someone say to someone's face.
Yeah.
Which
There
is
you go. That is something, right?
interesting, like phenomena, but it does have the sort of the balance to it where you can't easily just block somebody, and so I think it works out well.
Wow.
I don't know. I haven't dealt with too many trolls, but the few that I have, it's like I really just don't engage at all. It's not even worth it. Sometimes
Yeah.
a little bit, but more just a like period final comment, and that's it. Like I'm not engaging with you, but here's what I have to say.
Oh, I just find that it feels like time is changing. I just want to spend my time like doing the things I love to do, and like having conversations with people. Like we ran into this couple on the strip today we had the kids, and they're like some of our first friends here, and they're from Washington State. And we saw them, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and they were back, and they were both gained like maybe 25 pounds each. They were both having an ice cream, and like it was just one of those moments. And she started talking a little bit about, oh, it was really hard, COVID and this and that. She's like, but don't worry, we're vaccinated. And I just immediately was like, look, I don't know, like, yuck, like, okay. Then it was like, okay, see you guys later. Have fun. Enjoy your time here. But it's just like, I don't know if I've just changed so much. I've never been into vaccines. I mean, we didn't do our kids or anything like that, but it's just so like, it's just such an interesting thing.
Yeah, it's just little like Josh summarized it well the other day. It's, all of these things in society, in the world, exist for a specific purpose, and they're just like teaching mechanisms to get people to step back into their birthright and their divinity, and stop and learn lessons, and stop abdicating their freedoms, and stop just. But people don't want to learn. I mean, and so it's like, but we have to like take a grander look, other than just a singular life, as far as the learning process. It's as many it's cycles as we need to in order to learn.
Yeah. He had some interesting perspectives that like really, like when he said the world is perfect, I was like, what? Yeah. But I totally got where he was coming from. It's like taking the highest perspective.
Yeah, right.
Just the highest place. And I used to, that was a lot of how I used to teach before. It was like, which is why God doesn't mess with things too much.
Right.
I mean, he does, but he observes and allows a lot of craziness.
Right.
Who's here? I can't see.
Colleen and maybe Charlie.
Hey. Fun. I need to get a new phone, friends. My cameras. I'm having a good hair day too.
There you go.
Can you not switch devices? Show the world your good hair.
I like washed it and brushed it and stuff today. We got home. We were so dirty from the trip. I was just like covered.
Background.
Do you have the red phone, Jeremy?
I
Let me
love
see.
it.
I can find it.
The background is
Floating.
apropos background.
Floating in a sea of oranges.
I can't see us.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, hello.
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 Hi guys, we love you. Can you see us?
I can barely see Charlie in oranges.
Is that real? Where's all those oranges?
Giant.
What is happening?
Of his head.
It's Charlie and the Orange Factory. That's right. Orange Angels. Yes.
Oh my God.
Beautiful guys. Spreading love, truth, and healing. Sort of anti-Hollywood.
Yeah.
How come we can't see you guys?
Why not?
I don't know. Well, me, my camera, you can see Justin's face.
Yeah, we saw you for a second.
I think you just have to put them on different settings.
We're just on our phone.
You can see.
Yeah, me too. That's why my camera's funky.
So it's working, right? Wow, cool. So Justin, you're at your campfire.
Yep.
That's nice.
Everything's working. Reception's great at this site. I might move though, because it's not. I was telling them earlier, I really like having a body of water nearby. I love having like a river or lake or something. I've got a puddle here, but that doesn't cut it. But service seems to be, I was driving around and service was pretty solid everywhere where I'm at. This cell phone booster works really well. I'm quite happy with it.
Sorry, Charlie with those orange. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Well, especially the way that he leans back into them too. It's just like he's
I'm at home.
cozy in the bed of oranges.
It's really funny. I'm going to take a screenshot. Let me see if I can do it. It's very funny. Look, someone wanted to do a campfire, and here we are, just like happened
So-
very simply.
I'd like to announce something to you guys. This
Okay.
might come as a bit of a shock for you. Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Yeah.
Virtually everyone is a fucking liar. and this little camp group here may very well be the only three that aren't fucking liars.
Okay, five.
Well, who
There's
else?
Siobhan, there's Shane.
Who's lying now?
They just all are, my friend. Sad.
Yeah.
Sad. Sad. Did you see M Seeker put up another Charlie Ward video today?
No, I've been
No,
driving all day.
we kind of been in La La Land, me and Justin today. Well, not a lot. We just kind of took the day to be in nature. What's the latest though?
Just
go check
more,
it out?
more from, well, it's up to you. Just more from Charlie Ward himself. He just had a girl or a woman who was a child trafficking victim, and then a trafficking victim for most of her life. And she was on the Charlie Ward show talking about it. And out of the blue, she just said that Charlie, but I know you. I know, and
Oh,
once I
God.
heard your voice, I recognize you. And once I heard your voice, she said, so I remember you from one of these jets, private jets, going to the islands. So which islands have you been to? And Charlie was like,
Oh,
well, I haven't been to the Caribbean. I've just gone to islands and sort of off China and Thailand and sort of, that area of the world. And she said, well, I've been there too. I seem to remember you from islands. Are there islands off of the coast of Japan? And he said, yes, there are. But he said, I haven't been to those islands. And she goes, oh, okay. Well, I maybe I was mistaken. And then she goes, no, I remember you.
oh my God.
So that's the latest. That's the latest. And that's right off of Charlie's own show.
But I'm surprised he aired that one. I mean, again, this just goes back.
What have I told you? What have I told you? What have I told you? Everybody thinks he's free. Everybody thinks that Charlie's just living the good life and stuff. No, he's under arrest, and all of this is to show, and again, the pathetic truth community, how they're also easily taken in, And so he's forced to just say, it just every day it's worse and worse and worse. And yeah, if you call it out, you're the bad one or something like that. So like, what they have to do, they just have to point out how asleep. And these are people that are trying to tell others that they're awakened.
So crazy. The guy looks worse and worse too. I mean, he looks terrible. I feel bad for him. Like, is he gonna be all right? His nose turned red like alcoholics. Like, their nose turns really red, and he couldn't even open an eye on one of those shows. It was like, God,
that's right.
I don't get it. How do you even watch it? It's just so disturbing. I'm not trying to be mean. It's not a judgment around how he looks. It just doesn't look right. Look healthy at all.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Deeply disturbing veneer.
It's tough for me right now because we're just watching that What on Earth Happened Part 7. The pedophilia one. I was just like, wow. And then the evergreen shipping and
Oh,
I haven't watched that one.
is that the
yet.
one from the lady in the Netherlands?
no, What on Earth Happened? That's by
This was
Justin.
referenced, by Justin on the show.
It was Casey.
Yeah,
It was Casey who
Oh,
wrote
it's
them.
Casey. Ah, right.
yeah. the only thing is that it's frustrating because once again, it's like when I watch this, it's like where we were when we came into the truth community 3 years ago, where everybody thought Saturn is just purely evil. It's just Saturn is Satan. It's purely evil, and so therefore pyramids are evil, and
It's kind of like the literal
and the
Christians.
single eye is evil, and 666 is evil, and unless you teach this holistically, then all you're doing is you're just scaring the shit out of everyone, and you're trying to paint the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel with a 2-foot roller. You can't do that with fine brushstrokes, and that's the subtlety of the truth. There are two sides to every story. There's God's truth, and then there's these fuckers that turn everything upside down and demonize it. So Saturn is the highest high. It's the highest energy. It's even above Jupiter in terms of it's the crown. It's what we have to get to. But this person doesn't know that. So he's doing lots of really good things. But again, just the symbology is just singular, and it's all evil, and
But I get it. I get why.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
how you guys are just chilling in the nature too, Marie?
Yeah, we went up to look at a few different pieces of land today. We kind of went on an exploring trip, and yeah, it was amazing. It reminded me, Charlie, we were talking about you and the whole, who takes a vacation in the mountain. And Justin and I are like, we do. Because it does. There's the perspective thing up there, and it was kind of hard and rugged, and we had to walk a lot, and it just felt really great to be. It was so quiet up there too. It wasn't that far from where we live, maybe a half hour. So the other mountains are like maybe 4 or 5 hours away. So, but yeah, it was nice. And then we had Eugene with us, and it was fun. We stopped for a coconut on the way back, and it was a good 5-hour trek though. I mean, we were out for a long time. Yeah, and we're gonna go tomorrow in the morning too to look at a different part of town and just to see what's going on out there. They gave us a price for one of the properties, and I was like, hey, but did that guy next door pay that? It's like, come on. Like, that guy next door definitely didn't pay that kind of money for this property. So show me, where's the love?
Have you guys heard what Vladimir Putin has done for the Russian citizens?
Yeah, Danny was talking about that.
It's giving them like a hectare each.
Yeah.
Sprayer and stuff. And then we don't have to have GMOs in Russia.
That's
Right.
how it should be.
So trust me, I've traveled America and flown over America, and America is mostly just vast empty spaces of the most beautiful land you could imagine. So don't think that can't happen everywhere in the world. We've flown over Mexico, and you get out of Mexico City, and then it's just vast, empty, beautiful lands everywhere. So they just lie and lie. So it can happen. It can happen here too. So I would not be in a rush to buy anything.
No.
Yeah, we're not. I feel like we just want to see what's out there, and we're paying rent, and so we're just kind of trying to.
It's also materializing a vision, and it's kind of coming together, and it's not like, oh, we have to do it now and do it in a brain kind of way, but getting organic with it too. And it's also, these people that are coming for us, they, to a certain extent, they're stewards of the lands. And some of them are getting hooked in by the whole money thing. I can sense there's a sense of urgency, because there's a lot of momentum around selling right now and buying.
It's just a lot of people coming to this part of the world, from everywhere.
It's an interesting movement of people.
So the prices are really inflated right now?
It feels, and it feels like a little bit of that. It's negotiable. You can tell that they kind of feel bad saying what they're. I'm like, really? But it's still like all within possibility. I mean, there's with God all things is possible. So it'd be a lot easier if it was just hey, here's your Hector, like go for it. But it's just beautiful to get on the Mother and get out of the town and kind of see, just different like even just a half an hour away, just the climate's different. Not that much, but the terrain was really dry where we were today. Where we are now, it's like really lush. So it's just, there's this place that this gal showed us with some pictures, and there's like a waterfall, and it's just fun to see this area. I love Mexico so much, you guys. I love Mexico. I love Mexico so much.
It's beautiful. We love it too.
Like the people that picked us up were in this like Jeep, and then the next thing we knew, how many people were in that Jeep? Like there were 7 of us in this Jeep going up these roads that were just like, oh my gosh. The guy had barely a quarter of a tank in gas. Like I was just like, is this a good idea? Oh my gosh, like what's happening? But we just like, we ended up at the top of this hill, and there's like, there's no air conditioning, but it's sweating. It's so hot. It's fun. Really sweet people.
Nice.
Yeah, and you don't really need gas to just
Coast down the hill.
So they got it all figured out.
He was totally confident. I still had my North American, programs. Like, you have no gas in your car. It was fun. They were really sweet. We ate these really weird fruits though. Danny, do you remember what they were called? They were so interesting. They tasted like Sour Patch Kids. Remember those candies from when you were little?
God. Yeah. Don't talk about
what were they?
Eating food and kids. No. Let's not.
No.
Okay, my bad.
Use
but
another.
Like the lady, she picked up these like from the tree, and they look like little jelly beans, and they were so sour, but they were perfect for after this like long hike. It was, just had a couple of them, but they quenched the thirst. I was like, God is so perfect that those are the fruits growing up on the top of this particular hill. And Danny goes, cool. Nature's perfect. Yeah, it was so cool. Super cool. Awesome. Great day. Great day. Another great day in the neighborhood. Oh gosh, I just did another bad faux pas.
It's hard not to.
It's hard not to. You cast your net to the left, and you can't help but hit a demon.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for the reminder.
And Justin, how about you? How was your trip today? You made it all the way to.
Yeah, so I drove from Memphis through Mississippi, took a hard west at Jackson, and hopped into Louisiana, crossed over the Mississippi and into Louisiana, and I'm now in Kisatchie National Forest, which is really beautiful. And it's very empty, which is nice. I was kind of worried coming on a Friday that I might run into a lot of other people trying to camp, but I haven't seen hardly anybody. I did get stuck. I pulled into one because I like spending a few hours just driving around and looking for ideal spots, and I pulled down this one road, and I think this was like a little lesson from God to not pull down the random roads today, because there's been a lot of rain here, and so I think everything is just like super stuck. But fortunately, this spot was right next to one of the main roads, so I just hung out next to the main road. And everyone in Louisiana in this part drives a truck, so it was like the second guy who came by had a truck and a rope and could pull me out. But yeah, it's really pretty. Found this spot, and I like it. I like it okay, but I think I'm gonna keep looking tomorrow. I got all day tomorrow, nothing to do, so I'm just gonna go exploring. Maybe I'll come back if I don't find anything better.
Is it an actual campground, or is it just in the woods?
I don't really like actual campgrounds. There were a few actual campgrounds I could have gone to that were free. I would never pay for a campground, but there were some free ones. But I don't know. I like getting away from people, and campgrounds are where people are. So I'd much rather. It's just a. I really like the primitive idea. You know, it's just dispersed. You just clean up after yourself, and obviously you don't have any facilities, so I get good at digging holes um,
Right.
and yeah. But it's much better this way because I don't see hardly anybody, and I can take after Remembrancer and go nude sunbathing if I feel like it, and all that good stuff.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have an image now. I'm not sure that I want that image.
Yeah, well,
Remembrancer's growing big balls. That's
yeah. Jolenta asks, "How are you doing your juice feast while driving and camping?" So yeah, I mean, today I had all my juices. I did all my juices this morning. I brought them with me. One of my jars broke in my bag, which was kind of sad, but so I had all this green all in my cooler. But and then I for the evening meal I juiced some grapefruits in my mouth, which that was the first time I had done that, but it's pretty simple to do. I just threw the
You
remains into the fire.
wow.
They call that something. What's it called?
I don't know.
God.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I did bring all my juicing equipment too, and I have power that I could set all that up if I wanted to. But I am today or tomorrow is my last day of juicing, and then I'm going into water fast. So that's a lot easier to do. Don't have to do hardly any prep. Don't have to do any prep at all. Just drink water when I feel like it, and um, I've got all my water with me. This should be pretty simple.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
And are you camped there for like a week or so, or?
Yeah, so I'm gonna stay here. My goal is to do 9 days of water fast. Um, so
Okay, good. You won't be driving then. That's good.
no. So I'm hoping to find a good spot tomorrow and then just set up more securely, and then just be there. You know, set up my hammock and just relax, and you know I'll be able to hop on the shows, and that's fine too because I get energized by you guys anyway. So
Yay.
yeah, and it'll be interesting to see like what that's like. Anyway, it's just a fun experiment. Fun experiment to do.
A good adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, and then after that, I will head to the Houston area to go see my aunt and uncle and house sit for them for a bit, for like 4 or 5 days, and I'll probably hang out with them for, I don't know, a week or a couple weeks or a month. I don't know. Just play it by ear. I try not to do any more planning. Not, I try not to.
Right? We completely understand. Yeah, gosh, kind of like the future is just like, we don't know, right? We don't know. We don't know. We'd like to think we could figure it out, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. As soon as like, yeah, I just want all that stuff to go away at the border. No one asking me to put things on my nose, and I want no one to be trying to make me wear a mask while I'm driving around Mexico. I don't want it. I don't want to deal with that.
well, we don't have to wear a mask when we drive, but um
Oh, really?
uh
I've heard
no.
some they actually pulled people
You
over.
don't have to do a test when you're crossing a land border.
Yeah, you don't have to do a test when you cross the land borders, and if there's a checkpoint, just put it on and take it off. I mean, I don't know. Don't, because I don't think they're going to follow you. you kind of just go with, but around here they
Be
have,
ignorant if you know in the first times, but yeah,
yeah,
it's generally a way of getting 500 cases out.
Yeah.
it's like a $25 fine. So dumb. It has nothing to do with virus.
No, of course.
Well,
Now, April
it's
1st,
gonna
right?
go down to that, so gonna
Fingers
that.
crossed. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
Trump says it's
Hold
going
it,
to
hold
disappear
it.
first. So
It's going to disappear in April. Right?
Trump said April. Trump said by Easter in April. He didn't say April 1st. It was 107 that said April 1st.
oh, that's true. It was April. He said by April. But Easter is like the 4th. So
Yeah. So it's beginning. Yeah. But I was telling Marie earlier, I'm gonna get space with it. It's fun to pay attention to when I feel like getting into it and checking in on Telegram posts and whatnot, but then I just kind of let it all go and I don't worry about it and do what I'm here to do otherwise. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to play and to grow, to get better, to do the right thing. I like doing the right things.
It's the way to be.
Right on.
It's the way to be. It's
Right
all about
on.
the light, and that is every variation of light. You have to become light in every single way.
Yeah.
And light is laughter and playing and happiness and joy
9 days of water fasting, you're going to be pretty light, dude.
and
Yeah. Might float away. I'll have to tie myself down.
We're not sure which dimension we'll be looking for you. Justin, where are you?
I'll just materialize there.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, no masks, no borders. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Sweet. Is Eugene going to be hanging out for a while, or is he looking to live there, or?
Yeah, he's the one who wants to, I think, find a
He's looking to
put a
live
flag
away.
down sooner than us. But
Nice. Well, that's cool.
he loves it here. He loves
Yay.
it. He's got great energy. It's fun. We'll see him tomorrow. What do we pick him up at 7:30? Go on another little field trip tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome. We'll give him our
Checking
love.
things out. Where are we? What's going on around here?
Did he just rent a spot? No.
Okay.
Did Eugene just like rent a spot near y'all? Or where's he staying?
He's staying like in a little Airbnb, and then he moved today to a hostel. And we're gonna see him. If he's happy there, great. And if he's not, he can always just come here.
Yeah.
Because now for these 2 weeks, things get really overpriced and it's just craziness. All these people come from the cities, so like they just Semana Santa. So now all the prices go up, and all of the people that live here basically don't go out right now. We stay in for 2 weeks, which is fine.
Yeah.
We get the beaches all year round and it's fine. And, so it just turns into a bit of debauchery. So if the hostel is not suitable, then he'll come here.
Was it just like
He said
break kind of thing? Or what is it? It's like a festival?
it's like spring breaky. No, it's just like people coming down from Mexico City and from Guadalajara and
Easter.
just partying a lot and Easter time.
Easter. It's supposed to be about the resurrection of Christ, but it has nothing to do with the resurrection of Christ.
It's about Easter and all the sex rituals and debauchery and all.
It's Satanism, and again, that's the nature of what we talked about on the last show. If this is how easy it is to fall, and this is why when we tolerate lies, we get into endless problems, and that's because if you're not in connection to God, which is the truth, which is the father and the mother, then you are literally a Satanist, because a lie, a lie is Satanism, that is disconnected to the truth, which is the father. And it's a very slippery slope, a very, very slippery slope. And that's why the truth is holistic, and that's why we have to practice practice this holistically in every aspect of our life, because it is a very slippery slope.
Yeah, you can't serve two masters. If you're not serving one, you are inevitably serving the other.
Right? Yeah.
That's exactly right, Justin. And again, this is, and by the way, guys, that's why they will, if they have to, they will give up a little bit of truth, and then they fill the rest of it with more lies that sort of lead you down a pathway, but you never get anywhere. So
yeah, that's what like people
Sorry.
who
Go ahead.
people who follow people and they know that they're like, but they say a lot of truth too. It's like, what? How can you still do that? Like, how can you still play that game if you know that they're alive? It's not safe to do, and you're just
yeah, apathetic, apathy, and then that becomes atrophy. And virtually, and I would suggest most people with that consider themselves part of the truth community, they have the same problem as well, which is that the frontal lobe is completely atrophied. They don't use it. And we were just talking because we were watching parts of this
Kali's like,
we
what? What in the world?
We were watching parts of that series, and again, it's some really good stuff. And then it's always the same thing. It's the moment that you just take for granted certain things as being the truth. It's where you get yourself into all sorts of problems, because history is a lie. It's not the truth.
I'm so excited to have more conversations about history.
Yeah,
I'm super excited about all that.
The people who are celebrated for being the best or the nicest or the kindest are the worst demons. And the worst demons in history were the ones that were on the right-hand side of things. And those that tried so hard to create good have been absolutely, like with hatred, have been attacked to be demonstrated as the worst demons. And it's up to all of us to expose this, because that's wrong. That's flat out wrong. And these people that stood up in the face of pure evil and risking everything, risking absolutely everything, it is demanded of us to tell the truth and to clean the slate of all of these lies. We do. We have to get our history correct.
Yeah. It'll be very healing. I mean, it won't always be fun to hear, but it will definitely be healing to have it as it is, not all manipulated, turned upside down.
That's right.
I think we can take it. I have a lot of faith. I mean, I'm maybe not as much as you guys that, we're going to get there, but I have a lot of faith in people. I think they can take it. We're stronger than we think we are.
That's right. Because remember, we talked about that on the show, and what I teach is that absolutely all we have to do is tell the truth, reveal the truth, because what we are is mankind, which is the pinnacle of God's creation, which is the truth. So everything about us is actually the truth. And you said a very apropos thing, which is that it's very healing. Yes, that's what the truth is. The truth is healing, because it reconnects us to the Father and the Mother. And that's what this is all about. And it's lies that are literally killing us. When we exist with lies, we're literally dying, because in the physical realm, there's no middle plane unless you create it, unless you do the work to create the middle way, or the middle plane doesn't exist. So in this world, you're either living or you're dying. And the truth sets you free because you're living, and lies literally kill you.
Yeah.
Totally.
Same thing, going back to you can't serve two masters. It's like split decision every single time. What are you doing? If you're not doing one, you're doing the other. Living or dying. Satan or God. That's all there is.
Simple, isn't it?
Yeah, and we were talking about two great words. Justin was about apathy and then atrophy. And when you have apathy, that's the natural cause. The just reward for not giving a shit is the atrophy. And then, if you ever want to go to use it in the future, no matter what it is, including your brain, it'll hurt. It'll hurt from the lack of activity. And this is sort of the issue moving forward, is just having to get this natural, beautiful natural process within us moving again.
And then it kind of just does itself.
Yep, exactly.
Just going in that direction, and then it just kind of gets a momentum.
Yeah, because the truth is the sap that flows within a tree. It is the stream. It's the water in the stream, and it's the birds in the sky, and it's the essence of the air, and it's what the clouds are, and it's what the rain carries to us, and everything about this creation is real. It's the reality, and it's honest, and it's integral, and it's truthful. And then there is a gray rain curtain, and it obscures the path, and it obscures the truth, and it's not real. It's not real at all. It's the delusion. And that's, by the way, and they get off on this stuff with, like the great deluge. And that, there was a great flood, a flood of lies. That's what happened with the Babylonian captivity. It's just everything was turned upside down, and we've been flooded, all right, with lies.
You're saying there wasn't a pole shift, Charlie?
It's hard to do.
So did you see Ezra? A ghost of Ezra was talking about flat Earth. Did you see that at all today?
I saw y'all mentioned
I
it.
I did.
I didn't see the post.
Yep, it's coming.
God is still and silent. Eating honeydew and drinking the milk of paradise under the pleasure dome, decreed by Kubla Khan. 11.
Who is this Rubik's Cube you speak of?
That song was so deep. Wow. So much to it.
And it's the brilliance of, and it's wonderful that we can decode these songs with everyone, because I think what it does for most people is it empowers them, because what they begin to see is that they're not so alone as they thought they were. and that everywhere they turn are a group of really talented, beautiful kids that were trying to spread this message of God, of the mother of Jesus Christ, and that they were thwarted or bullied or threatened at every single turn. And I think that's very empowering.
I feel like that's why we were kind of picking up where they left off. I mean, it must have been so sad to live through like Kent State and the JFK shooting and Bobby Kennedy and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. It's just like all of that must have been so traumatic for the generation to experience.
Too much, yeah.
And yeah, like just such a bummer. And then all the music kind of went crazy in the 80s, and not all of it, but a lot of it. And then the Coke stuff, and then the 90s. And then I don't know, it just feels like now it's our time to really honor those people that just had to go through all that.
And this is why we're gonna do that show and explain this to everyone, is that as we've said to everyone all along, you need to get on the right hand side of this, and that means you need to be wise enough to detect who the good guys are and who aren't. And
Right.
Donald Trump is a really good guy. The Q team exists. It is real. And these are the people that have literally saved us, because what we're going to talk about, and just again make so clear, is that we were so far gone, and their technology is so far beyond the pathetic excuse for technology that we think we have today, that there was no way we were ever going to do this on our own. There's no, it doesn't matter what the numbers are. There was no revolution that was naturally going to happen amongst a mass that is so asleep, and that those who claim to be awake are so divided, because there's layers upon layers of lies, and these so-called truthers are only prepared to look at one or two layers of lies, but they can't be lying about everything. I have to draw the line somewhere.
Right.
So there's no other way. There's no other way. Yeah. And that by natural default, that proves that God is connected to all of this, because there's no other way. There's no other way than this group of people. And of course, it has to be tied to the military. The military have been demonized by the false truth community and Hollywood forever as being the problem. The military is the problem, right? Not the police, but that's upside down. The military is whom the cabal has never trusted, and they have always attempted to shift any blame and cast dark perceptions against the military, because the military is semper fidelis, and that is always loyal to God first. And the police forces, no different from Freemasonry. That's what the police has become, is Freemasonry. And whatever its original intent was, it's certainly long gone. And right now, in virtually every country in the world, the only thing that is separating the masses right now from their freedom is fear of police officers shooting them or beating them, randomly arresting them, throwing away the key, all of these things. And it's thuggery at the worst level. And moving forward, we have to do away with the police. I know Trump is very supportive of aspects. There's a reason that he has to do that for now, but the vast majority, and it doesn't matter if the vast majority of police officers are good people, they're following the orders of sick people. And that doesn't make you a good person. It's not my fault. I was just following orders. Yeah, it is your fault, because you have common sense. You have intuition. You know that what you're doing is not right. And when you know better, you have to do better.
Yeah.
Well, they've really made it hard. I mean, if we go back to what happened in the 60s and 70s, I mean, we have a whole generation here that is just really deep seated in fear around standing up. It was like, I think there was something recently around that Kent State thing that just like, it was like such a statement, stay out of this. You know, we're going to give you lots of choices in the private sector, right? What color do you want? Purple, blue, green. But this you stay out of. And it felt like a break of the spirit. And so now you've got all these people that grow up and have jobs as police officers or whatever, thinking that they're doing good things. But it's like their radar is so blocked. That part of them that knows this just isn't right. That's why I think like Justin, and I mean, if I can just say myself too, like, and you guys for sure, when you keep standing up for the truth and you keep doing the right thing, even when everyone else around you is saying you're crazy or you shouldn't do that, or what about your business, what about your family, or what about this, but you keep doing it, there's something that's been held in a trust by God, like that part of you, that innocence, that part of you that knows what's right and what's wrong. And that's what we're trying to get people to wake up to. Like, you still have that in there somewhere. You need to get into that. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Right? It's like you have to find the lions at this point. We're trying to create the lions out of the lambs. We have to do it.
Just have to be brave. Just have to get out of it. You know, who cares?
That's right. And it's this trusting again, Marie. It's just the trusting. You know, again, for everyone out there listening, rewatch The Matrix and rewatch all the trilogy, and you know, rewatch the last 10 minutes of The Matrix Part 3, Matrix Revolutions. Just watch it from the, we should watch it all, but just watch it from the point where Neo and
Trinity?
Trinity, Morpheus.
Yeah. When Neo and Trinity set out to take down Machine City, and everyone is saying this is, you know, the people back in Zion. So this is, you know, the truth community going, he was out of his mind, doesn't know what he's doing, he's off his rocker and stuff. They have, ye of little faith, you have no faith. And so everything that Neo is doing is Jesus Christ. So it's Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene to a T, perfectly. And watch all the symbology that happens through all of that. So Neo loses his eyesight. he's basically losing all of his physical senses, so that what he's left with is the feeling. So he's guiding where to go through feeling and inner vision, and it's perfect. And you can see, you know, he was crucified with a light, and inside of him was a white cross.
So basically you have to get rid of your senses in order to overcome the ego, your desires, correct?
Yeah, so the desires rule over the 5 physical senses. You have to rise above crucifixion, cross, and over.
But it's also in the Bhagavad Gita, right? The controlling the 5 senses.
Absolutely. That this is the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna.
Yeah, and
is
Arjuna.
One of the most precious treasures that
So
exists on this earth. It is. It's a masterful creation, because remember, Arjuna's no idiot.
So how about after Revelations, you guys do a decode of that?
Oh, I'd love to.
Oh, yeah. I would
love
love to go into Bhagavad Gita.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I
Wow.
know, and I read and I love the Bhagavad Gita very much, because Arjuna is a prince of a royal family, and he has come from a righteous background, but he comes from a background of society, and so he's a righteous person, but he's always being blocked by these moral obligations that are being taught by an organized society. So it pins you. It's like how do you take these beautiful souls in the military and force them to commit atrocities at times? It's because you create something called rules of engagement, and you take away the individual divine thought of a righteous person going, no, I'm not going to fire on innocent people. So you take all of that out of play by simply saying it's rules of engagement. And if something triggers, then this is the only response that can happen, or all the rules fall apart. And that's exactly how World War I came about. And it's a game, it's a trick, it's another lie. And again, it's and that's what you were saying, Maria, is that left to ourselves, we'll be okay with hearing the truth, no matter how shocking it is, because we are the truth. Left to ourselves, if they just go away, and this sickening system of mind programming, which is television and all the entertainment industry, if that goes, left to ourselves, we'll heal. Left to ourselves, we'll seek out the truth. Left to
100%.
ourselves,
Yeah.
we'll eventually start helping one another again. Because left to ourselves, that's what we are. We're mankind. That's what we are. We're no longer that. But, and I was saying this to Colleen today, and I'll share it with you guys, and then you can speak to it, all of you, because it's very important. Remember, there's no such thing as these bloody aliens. And you know what's so funny all the time is that they always talk about genetics, and they always talk about these aliens being master geneticists. And so the connotation is that they are splicing your genes at a core level to restructure who you are. What a load of shit. God created everything in the first 6 days in absolute perfection. Nobody possesses the ability to reconfigure or rewire what God created out of his mind in the first 6 days. Nobody. What they're the masters of is what's called epigenetics. So if they are geneticists, that's right, they're effing liars. And that's what epigenetics is all about. Hijack the reality by diffusing the truth and giving them only the reality of lies and darkness. And that's called epigenetics. Epi is above. So it's above the dermal, it's above the skin. It's the environment. And that's why they pollute and toxify us and the environment at every turn, because they have to pollute our environment, because that's the only genetics they know how to do. Don't kid yourself. And the truth community just goes off 1,000 miles an hour and all these tangents about the Illuminati being able to, with all their money and technology, how they're able to go inside of our minds and plant thoughts. No effing lie. And they can splice genes and they can reconfigure. And we're all created, we were cave people, and then the Anunnaki came and they spliced our genes, and now we're slave people and stuff. And it's complete horseshit. There's God, and then there's the hands of man who are liars. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. Epigenetics. They don't splice genes. That's God. They lie about slicing genes. That's the hands of man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a fun one to. I mean, I don't know. I guess I didn't struggle that much coming to terms with it, because it never really made sense. And there's never any substance to it. It's all just hearsay. I mean, because it's a lie, so of course it's all there is. It's just hearsay. and all these people just saying somebody worked somewhere and did something somehow and saw something decoded, saw some, yeah, made up, bunch of baloney.
Yeah,
I think,
oh, go ahead, Marie.
just real quick, I mean, I think it comes down to our one problem that we have is that we don't want to accept that we were created and that we're ideas in the mind of God, and we want to be the creators. And so we want to be the ones, not us here, but mankind, that where we've fallen is in our not wanting to accept the fact that we were designed, for example, to eat fruit. So we're like, oh no, we're designed to eat grains. And so then we start adding all these other things. It's like we keep trying to change God's creation when it's unchangeable. Like, we just need to come back to God and being an extension of God. And then everything else will just fall into place. It will get really simple because we're not trying to manipulate it or make it better based on our egoic constructs, which are false and miscreations and have created this whole false world because we think we can do it better than God. I mean, we think we can do genes better than God. I mean, that seems pretty arrogant, right? And it's such an unhappy place to be. I mean, who wants to go up against the creator of everything? Like, why would you do that? That doesn't make any
brilliant.
sense. Like, just go
Brilliant.
with it. It's so much easier, so much more fun. Yeah,
I mean,
I just, yeah. Go ahead.
There's that perspective, and then the opposite is just people getting stuck in the victim, that they couldn't possibly be connected to God, and that God couldn't possibly care enough about you to preserve that. And so that just leaves it open to all these aliens and needing a savior, and the doom and gloom, and it's hopeless. I don't, what's the point of even trying, kind of thing. Like, instead of acknowledging that we are God's creation and we are connected to God at all times, and he would never allow that kind of stuff to happen, like, because it would just screw everything up. Like, what would be the point of that? What would be the point of even letting that happen? It wouldn't.
Dude, people need to heal their relationship to God. God is not fear, vengeful, scary dude up on a mountain. I mean, it's not like that. God is love. That's why people play victim, because they're like, well, I don't know if I could, because their whole reality, they have been victimized, and that's what we're breaking free from. We're like, wait a second here, we have the power. I taught a yoga class last night, and the class was over, and I was like, we got the power. Remember that song? Like, we have the power, Yeah. Anyway, go for it.
What a beautiful thought that our perfect angle of light was created by God because he wanted us here. How beautiful is that he created me. He wanted me here. That's just amazing. And who am I to say I don't belong? It was his idea.
Well, yeah, or that you will deny yourself. You will deny the true essence of yourself. So the same thing is what we teach, that when you take no thought for your life, what you inherit, the gift that you receive, is that there's a plan for each and every one of us. God loves each and every one of us so much that there is a master plan. That's why that term master plan is so prevalent, because there is a master plan for each one of us. And it's like, don't you want to see? Don't you want to see what that looks like? So the creator of all, who sees all, who created everything, who knows all, has a master plan for you. Would you not like to see that than the fucking shit show that we create for ourselves by attempting to take God in a world of nothing but lies?
Exactly.
And I was going to share something with both of you guys about the Matrix as well. Notice how in the Matrix there's no aliens, right? The Matrix is us up against the world of machines, and Neo and Trinity have to go to Machine City. And
which is the left brain, right?
Machine is an allegory, and that's an allegory for the Canaanites. These are people of the left brain, facts, figures, and logic. Mr. Smith, whose ultimate goal is to eradicate those who possess free will,
Wow.
who can make
You know what was
mistakes.
crazy about that movie? Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go.
You know, you had mentioned to watch it, so we watched it recently, so we're just on the first one. But what was interesting was that any person, someone, I think it was maybe Trinity, was telling Neil that anyone could be an agent. Like they were walking through, and there was like the lady in the red dress, and he happened to look, and he was like, then he looked back, and she was an agent. And then there was like the homeless guy at one point, he was also an agent. That everybody can be an agent at any time of the other side. Like,
Right. Good
and
point.
how that just, right? It was like, just be careful, because you never know unless they've been deprogrammed. And that's where Trump kind of becomes like a trump card, because it's kind of like a portal. Like the whole Q thing is kind of like, once we met someone who was, subscribed to the whole thing, and Eugene had met her on the beach and brought her yoga class, and it was like the level of communication. We skipped over 7,000 maybe 17,000 levels, just because we'd already accepted certain things. And it's such a powerful way, because otherwise you just never know who you're talking to. You can always be sideswept. Like, yeah, anyone's an agent.
Yeah, that's what they did in all communist countries, and what they were trying to do was just get people to tell on each other, to be the agent and rat out your neighbor. And it works very well. You don't, because then that's how they can get away with controlling a whole swath of the population with just a few people, because they just get everyone to be their own prison guards. We are our own prison guards. That's how it all works. It's wild.
Which is why we need to
That's
just
right.
surrender.
And that's what they've been doing with COVID, right? And these restrictions over Christmas about, not having more than 3 people in the house or something. And then the police famously showing up at all these doors. Well, how do they know? Because neighbors are ratting out neighbors. And that's what they wanted. They've taken the pristine genius and beauty of mankind and they've turned us into rats, which is what they are, which has been their goal all along, to drag us down to their level, and that their level's beneath the earth.
Wow. I think we need to look at communism too again. I was a history major. I mean, I didn't learn about communism like the way that I'm starting to now. Like, and how all of my friends and family, so many of my people are just like, oh yeah, they're good. And they think they're the free ones, but they're living as if they're communists. Like, we need to look at this again. Like, I'm like, when did this become acceptable behavior?
Go ahead, Justin.
There's a great documentary on that, if you're curious, called Agenda Grinding America Down. It's a really good one of just how that communist doctrine and how they've just seeded it into every layer of our society, and it's just reiterated over and over again. And it just, they infiltrated every single educational institution and made sure that every teacher, every professor, everyone towed this line. And if you didn't, then you were cut away. And it was just a constant, reiteration. It's crazy. And it's wild how close they got, to have it. Like Charlie said before, with the technology and what they had, with all the plan they had in place, like, we were done for. We were totally done for. We would have been screwed. Yeah, I mean, I was for the longest time, like, I was definitely just prepping for the time where I was gonna jump off into the woods and escape. Try to, at least. I was like, well, I see the way the world's going, and I might as well try and have fun with it. Whenever that does actually start to happen, and see how long I could last. But I probably wouldn't have lasted long. Like, nobody would have.
Exactly, right? Like, they had it all planned so well that we wouldn't have had a chance. There's nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. You would have had to come back at some point, and they would have got you.
Wow. Hey guys, someone is asking in the chat, and I think it's a good question. She's saying, she's saying, can you do the etymology of galaxy and galactic? And then there was another question, someone asking about starseeds and galactic galaxy. I'm puzzled. I keep hearing people talking about starseeds.
Yeah, so it's like a loaded term because in essence we are star seeds because we are light projected into this reality. So we are star seeds, and it's true in that sort of sense. But most of the time when people use that term, it's about pretending like you came from some other distant like galaxy somewhere and you chose to reincarnate here as if there is an outer space. And so most of the time it's either people who are lying or people who are have no idea what they're talking about and have bought into a lie, and so therefore are lying by default. So that's kind of where that all comes from. And same thing with galactic. I mean, I don't know the etymology, but it's the same sort of loaded term that's just to get you thinking that there's a lot out there instead of it's inner space instead of outer space, which I love so much more. Like it makes so much more sense that way.
Nice. I have a quick one, and maybe Charlie, before you talk, you can respond to it. I want to posit that like starseeds would be like, I was in this course once and someone said that I came from the Arcturian, the Arcturian whatever, and I kind of sat with that, and I've heard you, Charlie, say a bazillion times there's no aliens, and I really like that because I kind of started to get freaked out when I was listening to all these people about aliens. It always made me feel kind of scared. And where I'm kind of landing now is that maybe the things that we've named, like the Pleiadians, and there were some books that I read on the Pleiadians at one point, Arcturians, and maybe they're just like lineages of angels that we've come through, like as we've gone through different dimensions. I don't know. There's something there that somewhat sits with me that like as we continue to make our way home to God, that maybe we've had different levels as angels. I don't know. Maybe that's craziness too, but
yeah, this is why knowing the Hermetic principle is so important, and it's one of the wonderful things about Eugene. Again, what a switched on kid for 20. That's almost, that's a miracle of sorts, and he talks a lot about Tor and the bull and the Taurus field, and so most people just have no idea what this is or how it works. But you see, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so with the soul. It's everything is happening in complete connection to one another at the same time. And that's how we learn about the inside of us, is by observing the macrocosm above us. And when we go within ourselves deeply, then we can learn about, by going deeply within, we can learn about the macrocosm. So when we want to learn about what's inside of us, we can go to the macrocosm to learn about the microcosm. And then when we want to learn about the macrocosm, we go to the microcosm to learn about the macrocosm. And it's the nature of our structure and our creation is sort of the basis to all of this. And so what's important to note is that with any Taurus field, that you're a Bible, because there's two bulls, and there's a higher bull and a lower bull. There's a higher you and a lower you. And the lower energies literally just make sense, are literally, they reside below you. Then they reside below the soles of your feet, because you see, from the soles of your feet up, you're soulful. Soles of your feet, beginning of your torso to the third ventricle of the brain, the seat of the soul, that's God's reality. So the lower forms of you take root in the earth. This is why you get these analogies used in every story all the time about, the hell is the nether regions, beneath the earth. Well, it literally is, because the lower forms of all of our energy are beneath the ground in the red rock, in the red soil, in the red shift, the left-hand path, the wrong way. And they have to be, because everything above the earth is ether. God is ether. And you were talking about starseeds earlier, and just so much of the spiritual communities just comes from the Rockefellers, which comes from the Rothschilds, and they're just lies. And what they do is they pervert the truth. So, star seeds that need to come back to source, to our home, which is these 5D crystalline structures. Well, sounds also nice, but again, it's all about human physiology, because this is really what has to happen, but it's within us. It's connecting to these sacred glands like the pineal and the pituitary. So it's really, really important to note that when you're talking about wanting to understand the star seeds, like, what do I teach? There are as many stars in the sky as there are cells in your body. Okay, what are the stars in the sky? What I teach, they're holes in the firmament. So then that is light from counter space, which is the ocean above, which is pure magnetism. It's a sea of magnetic energy. It's magnetism above. So it's a sea. The firmament separates the waters below from the waters above. The ocean below, which is the physical ocean of the physical mother, to the ocean above, which is the metaphysical mother, which is pure magnetism. And that's why you have a firmament. But everything above, from the soles of your feet up above the ground, is ether, which is God. And again, what is the ether, and what are stars? Well, they're holes in the firmament, so they're coming from counter space. So they're pure magnetic energy. So that is photon light. That's photon. So that's why people like when I say God is photon. God is the ether. God is the ether. The ether is God. That's the Father. And that's why the ether is the highest of the elements: earth, water, air, fire, cleansing, to see the truth in every single moment, which is the ether, which is our entire history. It's our entire now. Everything exists right now in those perfect parcels of ether. And again, so it's light. And so what do I teach with regard to our true human physiology? Well, we're made up of trillions of cells. Yeah, just like there are trillions of stars in the sky. And that our cells are made up of molecules. That's right. And our molecules are atoms, because we are Adam and Eve. So this is the beginning. The beginning creation. And atoms are not comprised of these mysterious, can't see but trust us, they're there, 666 subatomic particles. No, you can see atoms, because what atoms are the stars in the sky. Atoms are photon light. We are made up of cells, and our cells are made up of atoms and Eves. That's what we are. We are photon. We are God. We are all of the creation of the Father, because the creation of us is our cells, and our cells are just molecules. These molecules are atoms, and atoms are points of light, which is eternal magnetic light, which is photon light. So we are photon. And you look up into the sky at night, to the galaxy, and you see the galactic ones in the galaxy, and these are the stars, and this is photon light. So when you go turn off the TV and you go inside at nighttime, you look at the night sky, you're looking at you inside of you, and you're looking at the movement of all of these stars inside of you. Because remember, the kaleidoscope of the movement of this enormous play that is going on above us is going on inside of you as well.
That was amazing. I'm sure I've heard you say that before, but it just kind of landed.
Yeah. We are amazing. We are nothing but pure, amazing perfectness, because we are the pure creation of thy Father who is perfect.
So where's all this stuff come from then? The Arcturians and the Pleiadians and people saying Christ was a Pleiadian, and is that just that's all
it's
craziness?
No, well, it's a play upon these energies that are real. So there are 7 heavenly energies, because everything is in a scale of 7, right? We complete the scale with the 8, which is the octave, which is the eternal. But everything is in scales of 7. So you have 7 heavenly energies above you, and you have 7 hellish energies below you. And they have to be below you because you have above the soles of your feet, you have an auric field. Do the etymology on auric, A-U-R-I-C. The gold rising IC, auric field is the gold rising IC from within you, auric. And everything above you is golden. So the 7 heavenly energies, which then would tie into the 7 virtues, and then the 7 hellish energies, which would then tie into the 7 deadly sins, right? So simple, so simple. That's how everything is tied together. Everything is tied together. And that's how it works. So the hellish energies do exist beneath the ground, but they are all manifestations of us. And if there are 7 billion of us, and we're all existing out of our root Muladhara chakra, and we live in fear and jealousy and anger with one another, then we are projecting the worst of us from deep beneath the ground to the above surface. And that's why there are demons running amok. And all they have to do to achieve that is to scare us. That's it. Because once we're in fear, then the lore, legend, and magic of the right brain just goes out the window, and all that you have left is facts, figures, and logic. And that's the machine world of the Matrix. So the machine world and Mr. Smith is just an allegory for the Cabal, who are the Venetians, who are the Phoenicians, who are the Canaanites.
Wow.
Yep. Always good.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, friends, my fire's dying, and I am tired.
Look at, I gotta drink all these oranges here.
Yeah. Some big oranges.
Well, we love
I'm
you.
writing
Thank
down
you.
like 5 more questions I have for you guys. I love you all so much.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on to this spontaneous live. I love y'all so much. And yeah, and if y'all didn't catch earlier, we've obviously got our song Declared on Sunday, and then Monday on Siobhan and Sinead's channel, we're going to be doing a live stream, which Colleen and Siobhan and Shani and myself, and we're going to be going all sorts of things about what's going on and what have you. I don't really know much more about the show other than what, but it's going to be great.
We're going to reveal the whole truth, and why we have to tip our cap to President Trump and the Q team, because if not for them, as Justin said, we were done for. You have to get this and you know, whatever thin, wafer thin support that the truth community ever showed for the Q team and President Trump, however fragile that was, or whatever that looked like, that's now completely evaporated, and there's literally like a handful of people left that even have the audacity to continue on with this, you know, Trump is a good guy and Q team hoax. No, none of it. Everything is possible. Like just think about Colleen and I. We would be dead if none of this were true. If there wasn't if they had not already taken the mechanism of the cabal down, if they hadn't already done that, we'd be dead. There's no way that they would have allowed us to be able to achieve, because what we've been able to do over these last 3 years is show you a way that works, a way that doesn't charge for anything, a way that looks after and loves all of God's creation, teaches nothing but the truth, and somehow, some way, there's enough money and there's enough protection from the bullets flying and everything else. There's no other way. There's no other way for the existence of Colleen and I, who are exactly what we say, just a couple of kids from Canada, who came out of nowhere and rose up to, big numbers and big shows and big views and all of these things. There's no way that would have been allowed. We would not have been allowed to do any of this if they were still standing. They're not still standing. And you need to humble your pride. You need to do some research with the Q drops, and you need to get on the right hand side of this. There's a group of people that are based around the military that have said this is all bullshit and we have to do better, and somebody has to do something. And that's what we're going to talk about. But on the show Monday, you can only watch it if first you watch Miraculous Monday with Marie earlier on. That's the rite of passage.
Aw, thank you. Thanks, friends. I'm also going to do some yoga on Sunday morning if anybody wants to join. 9:30
wow.
in the morning.
What time?
Yeah. 9:30 our time in Mexico City time. So I think that's
10:30.
8:30 Pacific, and then it would be
10:30.
11:30 Eastern.
Yeah, 10:30 just in Central Time.
Yeah. I'll post on it. I'm super excited. I was going to do it today, and then I jumped in the car with the guys. But so we'll do it Sunday morning. Sunday's it's a start of the week. Set the tone.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you for encouraging me to.
You guys have a
I just
wonderful
have so many great questions coming around. Thank you, guys. Love you. Thanks, Justin, for doing this. I love you for having a little fire tonight. That was super fun. Impromptu.
Thanks for hopping on. I love y'all so much. Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Okay,
Stay warm.
take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, Justin. Okay.
Yeah, be careful.
Looking
Careful,
out.
brother.
I'm creating a little firmament around you as we speak. So
I feel it. It's
No.
nice. A nice, cozy one. I appreciate it.
Good night.
Right.
We love you.
Love y'all. Bye.